Welcome back to the News Views, and today we will be doing a side-by-side comparison of the DJI Mini 4 Pro along with the Mavic Air 2 and the DJI Air 3. Now bear in mind that the Mavic Air 2 is no longer in production. However, it's very similar in size and capability to the DJI Air 2S. Now, in today's comparison, we're going to be looking at size, weight, speed, price, and also sound output. We're also going to be looking at the sensors and also image quality along with wind resistance. Now, let's start with the obvious comparison, which is the size of each drone. And in front of each drone, you'll notice a red rule, which is a 12 inches rule, which pretty much gives you an idea of the general footprint of each of the drones. And it's very clear that the DJI Air 3 is the largest of the three, and the Mini 4 Pro is actually the smallest. The most noticeable difference in weight will also give some perspective as to the vast difference in size. So to give you some perspective, the Mini 4 Pro weighs only 249 grams, while the Mavic Air 2 weighs 570 grams, and the Air 3 comes in at 720 grams. And while we're on the topic of size and weight, we can also compare speeds. So the maximum horizontal speed on the Mini 4 Pro is actually 35 miles per hour, while the Mavic Air 2 can go up to 42 miles an hour, while the Air 3 tops it all off at a maximum of 46 miles per hour. And the speed and the weight are pretty good guides to help determine how the drone will actually handle, like for example wind resistance, because the natural dead weight of the actual drone along with the motor power gives you a good idea of how well the drone will withstand heavy winds. Now let's talk about a deciding factor for a lot of folks, which is price. These drones, they vary in prices depending on the combo that you purchase. So for example, the Mini 4 Pro, it can run between $1,200 to $759 depending on what package you purchase. The Mavic Air 2, which is no longer in production, but it would run say about $1,000 down to $599, and the Air 3 would be like $1,600 to $1,099. So these are the average price range that you can purchase, and it all varies depending on if you want to buy the combo package, if you want to buy the extended battery life. So you can always mix and match how you like to fit your budget. Now let's get these drones on so we can compare the noise output of each individually. The sound output was very clear, and I think each drone can be identified by just the sound. Now let's talk about safety in terms of our optical sensors. Now all three drones have optical sensors. The Mavic Air 2, however, only has forward, backwards, and downward sensors, while the Air 3 and the Mini 4 Pro has omnidirectional sensors. So without a doubt, The Air 3 and the Mini 4 Pro will do a much better job in terms of safety, especially when it comes on to avoiding obstacles, active tracking, and so forth. Now let's talk about the cameras. Now all three drones are capable of filming in 4K at 60 frames per second. The cameras are slightly different somewhat. The Air 3 has a wide angle and a medium telecamera, both with a 1/1.3 inch sensor and an effective pixel of 48 megapixels. The Mavic Air 2 has a 1.5 sensor with an effective pixel of 12 megapixels to 48 megapixels, while the Mini 4 Pro has a 1/1.3 inch sensor with an effective pixel of 48 megapixels. So all three cameras produce good quality videos. However, the Air 3 has a bit of diversity because it has that dual camera system, and it allows you to capture specific types of imagery depending on what you're trying to achieve, because you have the wide angle plus the medium tele angle camera, which can allow you to modify your shots. So now that we have done a fair comparison of all three drones, let's take it outside and see what the image quality is like. And also, it's a very windy day today. Let's see how each drone holds up during this heavy wind. We're gonna be seaside, so let's go. So we're back again, and as promised, we are gonna do a video quality test on all three drones. We are also going to be looking at how it handles in the wind, as today we have 15 miles per hour winds and we are right next to the seaside, so it's a very windy day. So we're going to be lifting each one of these drones, and we're going to start with the Mini 4 Pro first. Let's go. So right away you can see the Mini is struggling somewhat. The wind has it dancing in the air. So let's take it for a fly to see what the video quality is like. Let's go. As I assumed, the Mini had a little slight problem handling the wind. It didn't show too much because the gimbal kept the recording somewhat stable, but you can see that it's dancing somewhat in the wind. So let's go ahead and see how the Mavic Air 3 does with the wind, and also the video quality. Now let's see how the Mavic Air 2 does. So the Mavic Air 2 seems to be a little bit more stable than the Mini 4 Pro. So let's go ahead and see what the video quality looks like. I must say the Mavic Air 2 did a lot better in the wind than the Mini 4 Pro. Now let's see how the DJI Air 3 performs in the wind. Handling the wind pretty well. It makes more aggressive corrections, but it pretty much stays stable. So let's go ahead and see the video quality on this drone. Say the DJI Air 3 handles the wind very well. It was able to ascend and descend at a much better rate while performing in the wind. So yeah, I do consider the DJI Air 3 to be superior when it comes on to handling strong winds. So let's go ahead and land this drone.